All right, here we go. The April 22nd, 2025 meeting of the Public Safety Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Burgess. Mr. Burgess is present. Mr. Colby. Mr. Colby is present. Mr. Cruz. Mr. Cruz is present. Ms. DeFlorio. Ms. DeFlorio is present. Mr. Dondorfer is excused. Ms. Hugh Smith. Ms. Hugh Smith is present. Chairman Long.
Here.
Chairman Long is present. Mr. Mafucci. Mr. Mafucci is present. Mr. Milne.
Here.
Mr. Milne is present. Ms. Smith. Ms. Smith is present. Ms. Vasquez Simmons. Ms. Vasquez Simmons is present.
Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There is not.
The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the March 25th, 2025 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Mr. Clerk.
Referral 25-0127, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services for the 2024 statewide interoperable communications grant program.
Second.
Moved by legislator Mafucci, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Any questions or legislator Cruz?
Through the chair, does this have anything to do with the, or do any of these funds go towards the 911 center?
Through the chair, specifically, these funds are targeted towards our radio infrastructure, as well as purchase of portable and mobile radios. So these dollars are not targeted towards any operating funds for 911.
Through the chair, so that would be like the first responders, like radio systems, like the trunk system versus any other systems or contracts that we may buy that are currently being tested?
Through the chair, that's correct. It would be any of our trunk radio infrastructure or any of the radios, mobile or portable, that would be operated on the system.
Through the chair, what specific departments are receiving, I guess, this dollar amount to be able to upgrade their system? Is it the sheriff's department, the Rochester Fire Department, the EMS department, or?
So any of the departments that you've mentioned that utilize our mobile or portable radio systems would clearly we would use these dollars to replace any of the radios that they have. And all of those agencies that you mentioned are currently in some form or fashion on a form of our either the trunk radio system or our legacy VHF system.
Thank you. Through the chair, do these departments, would they have to apply if they feel like they need an upgrade? Any other departments in the county? How does that work?
So the plans that we currently have in place for this formula grant dollars that we have, any of the current users of our portable radios and mobile radios that are scheduled for replacement. Again, this grant period is from 2024 through 2026. If they have any of the radios that age out, any of those agencies then are a part of the plan, and we would replace those radios per the plan. They don't have to request them. It's part of the normal communications forms that we have and how we manage our all of our radio inventory.
Thank you. One last question. Thank you for being so patient. So does the City of Rochester Fire Department have their own systems or plan with the City of Rochester, or it is, I don't want to assume anything, or is the this grant also kind of help or cover if the City of Rochester Fire Department is also kind of aging out, like you mentioned?
Specific to portable radios, the City of Rochester utilizes Motorola radios, so those are not provided under county aegis. They are users on our trunk radio system to some extent, as well as the legacy VHF. So any of that infrastructure that would be planned and any of these dollars that might be utilized for that, they would be the beneficiaries of those grant dollars.
Thank you. And just to clarify, I know you mentioned it, then this funding is only for those agencies that utilize the trunk system that the county is utilizing.
I'm sorry, could the legislator please repeat the question?
Yes, through the chair, I apologize, through the chair. So just to clarify then, the dollar amount for this grant are only for the agencies or can only be utilized for the agencies that are currently holding or using the trunk system that the county is using?
No, it's not exclusive to the trunk radio system. It's a combination of the repairs and upgrades we would make to the trunk radio system, as well as the portable and mobile radios for those agencies who are currently utilizing county-issued portable mobiles and portables. So if an agency chooses to buy their own mobile radios or portables, these grant dollars would not be eligible to them. This is only for county purchase that we would then redeploy those portables and mobiles out to those agencies that have agreed to use our radios.
Thank you. That'll be all.
Legislator Milne.
Thank you, Chairman. Through the chair to the administration, I know these numbers are always changing, but how many portable mobile radios have been purchased with this grant funding thus far, if that's a number that's available? And is there an estimate as to how many more radios need to be purchased over the period of time? Obviously, again, I understand these are for updates and repairs, et cetera, also, but how many radios are we short if that's available?
That's certainly a number that I can get for you. I don't have it here. We can certainly break it out between portable and mobile. Just as a point of information, you look at $1.4 million. The current market cost of a radio out that we would put out for bid is roughly $8,000. So this is only 1.4 million would get us about 175 of the latest state-of-the-art portable radios. And so we would need multiple of these grants, and we do need multiple of these grants plus other funds that we provide to replace the full fleet of portable radios we have out there. So we will get you the total number and provide that.
Thank you very much. And that additional information is great. I appreciate it, and I yield the floor.
Any other questions or comments? Legislator Hugh Smith.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, are there any agencies that are not county agencies using county-issued radios? And if so, who?
Through the chair, just to clarify the question, are there any non-county agencies using county-issued radios? Was that the question that I understood?
That's correct.
Right now, the only radios that are issued by Monroe County are to agencies that reside in the county of Monroe or operate in the county of Monroe and operate on our radio system. There's none non-county agencies that I'm aware of that have any of our assets.
So I don't think that actually answers the question. I'm trying to understand if there are agencies that are not our own county agencies, but say the Webster, Brighton Town Police Force or a volunteer ambulance service. Are there any agencies that are not staffed and run by the county itself that is issued these radios?
Thank you for that clarification through the chair. Yes, we have subscriber agreements, legal agreements with multiple agencies, so outside of county government. So that could be any town or village police department, that could be any town, village, or fire district fire department. That could be any local EMS agency. So yes, there are many agencies who utilize our radios that are provided that are funded by grants such as this.
Thank you for that clarification. Would it be possible for you to provide a list of these subscriber agencies and perhaps some explanation as to how you determine which radios get replaced? For if you can only replace so many radios a year, like how is that happening? How are you deciding which agency gets their replacements first? Is there some kind of priority process? Is it simply by age of them? If you could just send whatever explanation you have, that'd be great.
Certainly, we can provide an inventory list for you. And just as a point of information, All of our radios are on a life cycle plan. So when we purchase a radio, we purchase a radio along with what would be considered a warranty or full service maintenance agreement. Typically, when that full service maintenance agreement expires, and for whether it's a mobile radio or a portable radio, that can be anywhere from 5 to 7, depending on the device, up to 10 years. That's typically that we then plan for replacement. We track the serial numbers, and based on the age of the device, based on our financing plan, whether that's through grant or other means, that's how we track and then plan our replacement program.
Great, thank you very much. Appreciate the information. I yield the floor.
Are there any other questions or comments? Legislator Colby.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you, Mr. Chairman, I understand all the other agencies, police and fire and the for-profit like EMS, like AM and stuff. Are they access to these, or is it only non-for-profit or like fire districts or police departments that have access?
Typically, the agencies that you refer to, we have subscriber agreements with them to utilize our trunk radio system, but they typically purchase both their portable and mobile radios for use.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0128, amend resolution 129 of 2024 to accept additional funding from the New York State Office of Indigent Legal Services for the offices of the Public Defender, the Conflict Defender, and the Assigned Counsel Program for the second statewide expansion of the Hurl Herring Program.
Second,
Moved by legislator Mafucci, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Are there any questions or comments? Legislator DeFlorio.
thank you. Through the chair to the administration, can you just give us a brief overview of the duties or responsibilities of the senior project manager and whether or not you have a current candidate in mind? Oh. Hi. Yes, do you have a candidate already in mind for this position?
No, I do not.
Okay. Oh, the first part you didn't hear then. is
I'm
enough.
sorry.
Can you give us an overview of the roles or responsibilities of this, the senior project manager?
Yes, I can do that. Thank you. Through the chair. The job obligations of the senior project team on matters associated to government operations, community relations, and confidential assignments. Overseeing the management of day-to-day activities of the department, including all human resource-related matters, staffing, procurement, resource needs, and special projects. Through the chair, I can vouch that special projects are almost a daily obligation. The individual will be supervising the present project manager and other lower-level professional and clerical staff. They'll be responsible for planning and executing major organizational projects and ensuring that they are completed within specified timeframes, managing the facilities and addressing office space needs, again, through the chair, which is an ongoing issue in our office, implementing the updating of processes and procedures, pardon my grammar, will be responsible for preparing and monitoring program budgets and also analyzing operational problems to formulate and implement solutions.
Thank you. I yield.
Are there any other questions or comments? Legislator Hugh Smith.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, could you just provide us some data on the number of cases our indigent legal service teams take on each year and the outcomes?
Through the chair, if I understand your question, it's related to caseloads
Correct.
and the caseload requirements that Office of Indigent Legal Services places on the various defender providers. Those numbers were arrived at through an evaluation process that was created, I believe, back in about 2017. information was sought through numerous providers to try and determine what the appropriate number of hours should be being spent on violation level offenses, misdemeanor level offenses, felony offenses, appeals, parole matters. Through the chair, it's interesting that you asked the question because actually tomorrow they're meeting in Albany to reevaluate those numbers in the light of discovery reform. So there is an ongoing process, but my understanding is the Office of Indigent Legal Services continues to interact with other organizations who are amassing the data. And then they're making the recommendations to the Office of Indigent Legal Services, who then will consult with the various providers to determine whether or not those numbers are in alliance with reality.
Okay, so do you have like a ballpark figure of like how many cases we have each year that would need indigent legal services?
My office represents about 25,000 a year,
Okay,
and I can certainly provide more up-to-date data. We keep the data in a monthly basis, is how many cases we're taking in each month. And through the chair, I can provide that information tomorrow. We have the data at hand. I just don't have it with me right now.
yeah, no problem. And just if I could clarify, because I'm not sure, I totally understand, but I think your office specifically is handling 25,000 yearly. And do I understand correctly that there are additional providers who also may be providing services to these same
Correct.
clientele? Okay.
Yes, our
Mhm.
colleagues at the assigned counsel program as well as the conflict defenders program also. So some of the numbers are divvied up.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0129, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Office of Indigent Legal Services for the fourth Upstate Model Family Representation Program for the Office of the Public Defender.
Second.
Moved by legislator Mafucci, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0135, adopt a resolution allowing Monroe County to install automatic license plate reader equipment and technology within right-of-way owned by New York State.
Second.
Moved by legislator Mafucci, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Any questions or discussion? Legislator Smith.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, just to confirm, this program will not be used to conduct routine traffic enforcement. Is this correct?
Through the chair, that's correct. There's no traffic enforcement used with this equipment.
Thank you. And through the chair to the administration, are there any installation or upkeep costs associated with this program?
Through the chair, yes, there are. Those are already worked into the purchase agreement, so it's in the negotiated price already.
Thank you. And through the chair to the administration, could you elaborate on how the software will be protected from abuse or any type of surveillance state?
Through the chair, we recognize the risk associated with this equipment. The fact that we've earned the public trust and we don't want to do anything to jeopardize that. So our strict policy, the use of supervision, the software provides for an audit log and a complete audit trail for us to use. And we've incorporated that into our policy for routine audit checks throughout the calendar year.
Thank you. And through the chair to the administration, what would be the criteria for activation of the system?
Through the chair, the system will be active 24/7, but for a deputy to have cause to enter into the system and view the results, it'll require some articulable public safety cause.
Thank you. And through the chair to the administration, could we be provided copies of any current or future policies safeguarding this system misuse?
Through the chair, absolutely.
You. And one final question, through the chair to the administration, how are the sites chosen and will there be more added in the future?
Through the chair, the sites were chosen based upon our experience, the flow of traffic, the congestion of traffic, and the availability of the infrastructure in the area to be able to mount the equipment. As far as future growth or expansion of the system, yes, it is possible. we would have to come back for additional funding.
Thank you. And just one follow-up from that, through the chair to the administration. I just want to make sure you stated you would have to come back to this body for approval, correct?
Through the chair, no, technically, if we're just purchasing a commodity, as it stands now, we would not have to come back to this body. Your approval tonight would establish the opportunity for that to exist in the future.
Thank you. And just one comment with this. I just want to thank Deputy Fowler for coming in front of us and giving us a presentation of the technology happening in Monroe County Sheriff's. We greatly appreciate getting that update and the safety they provide to the residents of Monroe County. Thank you.
Legislator Colby.
Thank you, Chairman. Through you, Mr. Chairman, can administration or the sheriff's department, does it have to be can anybody view this information, or what criteria does it take for somebody to be authorized to look at the data? Because does it have to be a sheriff, or can you have somebody else look at it?
Through the chair, you have to be a sworn law enforcement official or have my authorization from the sheriff's office. We would only share that for the law enforcement purpose. There's no opportunity for the public or any layperson to access the data.
And through you, Mr. Chairman, is there established protocols in this that if somebody's found to be abusing it or accessing it, is there what would happen to that person? I guess are they felonies? Are they misdemeanors? Or it's just a slap on the wrist, or what?
Through the chair, is what you've explained doesn't rise to the level of a criminal case.
Okay.
Until they may accidentally or improperly access DMV data. That in itself would be a criminal charge, but DMV is not on its own connected to the license plate reader. That is a whole nother step that a human must take to access that data. The two are not connected. So if you're talking about accessing the data that a license plate reader returns, that would be a strict violation of our policy. It would be caught in the audit trail and through the supervisory process, and it would be dealt with according to our disciplinary process. They would, by our policy, they would lose access to that in the future, in addition to whatever discipline the sheriff handed out.
Thank you for that. I also, I guess I want to explain my vote really quick here. Many people are concerned about Big Brother. But after listening to the policies that the sheriff's department has put in place and the protocols that you have in place to protect people, I can support this going forward. Without those protocols, I would have problem with this technology being applied. But thank you for putting the protocols in and taking the time to explain to us to reassure that the system will not be abused by our law enforcement or any other individual.
Are there any other questions or comments? Legislator Cruz.
Through the chair to the administration, I'm reading that the technology is going to be used to solve crime. Can I get some examples of what that is?
Simple examples through the chair, simple examples of crime, criminal activity that this will be used to address, specifically retail theft operations, stolen vehicle operations, residential burglaries, just about anything that you can come up with where a mode of transportation is used on public roadways. This would come into play in addition to all those non-criminal cases, such as our silver alerts, our amber alerts, missing persons, things like that.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, sticking with the Big Brother model comment, just to get a reassurance, would any of this technology ever be used or could be used for the detention or following of individuals, tracking of individuals that the federal administration may potentially be looking to detain for deportation?
Through the chair, no, it would not. There actually does not exist a link between the two systems. So, for example, when we get hot sheets for specific vehicles to look for, those are published by DMV out of New York State. And DMV from New York State does not cooperate with immigration, so that data is not shared back and forth.
Thank you. Through one last question through the chair to the administration. With that being said, if asked by the federal administration, would we be at risk to having to hand over any information or allowing them to use this technology to track individuals if it was asked directly?
Through the chair, the New York State Attorney General recommends against that, and our policy prohibits that. There would have to be a criminal charge at the federal level for us to be able to do that.
Thank you.
Any other questions or discussion? Legislator Hugh Smith.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, could you remind me how many cameras are we talking about?
Through the chair, we have to be specific on the response. The number of cameras is approximately 144, but that will accomplish approximately 85 locations. Some locations are complex intersections and require more than one camera.
Thank you. I appreciate the specificity. And because I know not all the legislators were able to attend your briefings, none of these cameras are located in the city of Rochester, correct?
Through the chair, we have discussions over placing one set of cameras at one location in the city. We're in discussions with the city over that, but that is for a test case for them. Then they would have to pursue expanding that into the remainder of the city.
Thank you. And do you have a sense of, so I get it, 144 cameras at 85 locations, like how many, like what percentage of the cars would you typically expect to be passing by those sites? Are these at, very active intersections, or I was trying to think of some other way you're quantifying the coverage, if you will, that these cameras would have. Does that make sense?
Through the chair, it does. I'll try my best to explain this, that it's based upon a basic understanding of that traffic congestion and the traffic flow. So for example, we're looking for those primary routes of travel between retail plazas, between hotspots and criminal activity, things like that. So we, based upon our experience, we've looked at the map and we've identified that, the majority of offenders might be traveling these roadways.
But you don't have any, through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, you don't have any more detail you could provide us? So you think it covers 80% of the vehicle traffic over a week's period, or have we run any numbers at all?
Through the chair, no, we don't. That would have to be provided by the Department of Transportation offices, and they would have to do a survey and a study prior to that.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. I guess I'll just explain my vote. And while I very much appreciate the presentations that we've received and the very thoughtful responses, I continue to be concerned about the continued development of a surveillance state without robust public input. And given the current disregard that our federal agencies seem to be expressing towards the rule of law and due process, I simply can't support this referral at this time. Thank you.
Any other questions or discussion? Legislator Cruz.
Through the chair to the administration, do these cameras come with any processors, data storage, or are we utilizing something that we already have to store the information?
Through the chair, data storage is part of the purchase agreement.
I guess my next question would be through the chair to the administration. I don't know if it's confidential, but then where are we keeping the data storage?
Through the chair, it's stored in the cloud through an agreement with the manufacturer, and it's one of the nationwide approved secure storage sites. Microsoft Azure, I believe it is.
So through the chair to the administration, that we feel pretty safe with firewalls and internet safety from being hacked. I guess that's my main point.
Through the chair, yes, that's correct. We wouldn't entertain a purchase agreement that didn't offer that level of security.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
We had 2 noes,
2 no.
8-2. Resolution passes.
Next item, please.
Referral 25-0136, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for the 2024 Paul Coverdell Forensic Science Improvement Program, Monroe County Crime Lab.
Second.
Moved by legislator Mafucci, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Are there any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? There being no other matters, the April 22nd, 2025 meeting of the Public Safety Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Public Safety Committee will be held on Tuesday, May 20th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m.
Thank you.